Hello everyone and welcome to Caroline's Craft Tree. I'm just going to do a little tutorial on how I make these zippered pockets. I had some in a journal a little while ago and I had lots of people asking how I did it, so I'm just going to do a quick little tutorial on how I made them. It's made out of cardstock. There is a real zipper here, and then just a little embellishment on the bottom. And there is the back. So I've got some zippers. I've got lots of zippers, and they're all really long, but I'll show you how I get around that. So let's move those out of the way. Put them on the floor so I don't tip them over. So I'm just going to use it's kind of a brownish colored zipper. All of my zippers are like a nylon zipper. You could use the metal ones, but they might be a little bit too thick for a journal. And then just a ruler, pencil, some scissors. Now I use a template for mine, and I'm going to show you how I make this template. And then I've just got a little piece of cardstock to start. So with my ruler, your template doesn't really matter how big it is. What's important is this part here that you've cut out, because it's so much easier to lay it down, trace it, and cut it. So, but the actual pocket size and stuff totally depends on the journal that you're making. So my template for this one is going to be 3.5 by 5. But as I say, it doesn't really matter because all my pockets are different sizes depending on what I'm going to cut it out of. So I'm going to start by going from the top, and my V-shaped was 3.5 inches. So I'm just going to mark down here 3.5 inches. And then I'm going to measure and try to make it even here, which is going to be there. So that's going to be my point. So on this one, I did 1/4 inch wide, because that leaves room for your zipper, for your cardboard to go across your zipper. So let's just measure that, and we are going to go 1/8 of an inch on either side. So that's going to make it 1/4 inch from there to there. So now at the top, I'm going to find the center of my top. And again, it doesn't matter how wide you've made this. So there's my center. And I've gone 1.25 inches total in my space up here. So here that I've cut out is 1.25 inches. So let's make that. I'm going to go 5/8 on either side, which then makes it 1.25 inches. Now I'm just going to draw a line from my point here, point there to there. And once you get this template made, you can use it over and over. I'm using a piece of file folder for mine. They tend to be fairly strong. So there is what I'm going to cut out of my template. So then let's just cut this out. I found it easier to make a template than it was to measure out on every card pocket that I made. Now, of course, the zipper in these is not functional. And then I usually just bend that over to get that last little bit. And just snip it across. And we are done. So then, to make a pocket out of it, I usually draw on my back side. All that you need to do is center this, however, so I could even make it this way, if I wanted. So it doesn't really matter what size your template is, or what size your pocket is. So let's just line it up sort of at the top. And now I'm just going to draw this in, so then I know where to cut on my pocket. And I'm not too worried if this is exactly straight, if you want it straighter. Okay, so now let's cut this out of my pocket. And these are something that once you get going on them, you can make a few. And I just use scrap pieces of cardstock. You could use tea-dyed paper, you could use digitals, you could use all kinds of things. Okay, let's just... You can use an X-Acto knife to cut this as well. So there is my pocket ready for the zipper. This is going to be upside down. It doesn't bother me. So now, of course, this zipper is probably 2 feet long, at least. Now, I just use a piece of it, and I'll get probably 4 pockets out of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I take my piece of cardboard, and here's the zipper end here. So I want that. I think that'll look good sticking out. So I'm going to put my pocket just laid on top, because all that I want to do is get an idea of how long the zipper should be. Now you can measure this. I just do it this way. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of room, because I'd rather have to cut some off than try and add it on. So I'm just going to go maybe a ½ an inch above the pocket and make a pencil mark. Now, if I just cut this piece is going to come apart and I won't be able to use it. So, I've got a needle and some thread. So I'm going to go just above my line because I want some little bit of a tail, like this has a bit of a tail on it. So I kind of want the same as this. So I'll maybe go an inch above it. Again, I can cut a bit off. And I'm just going to put some stitches by going around the zipper. I'll do this maybe 5 times, because then it gives a nice little end so the rest of the zipper does not come apart. You could probably put a staple in here. I'm not sure if a staple would work. I'd be worried that the staple would give a little too much bulk in it. So just a few times, and then I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Get rid of my needle. Okay. So I like to do at least 3 knots just to stop it from undoing itself. Cut my threads off. Now I can cut on my line and the zipper will stay together. And because it's a nylon zipper, you can cut right through. I'm using Tim Holtz scissors. I love these, by the way. So then I've got this, and I can pull the zipper apart. And it's ready for inside my pocket. So I'm going to ink the inside part here, because once I have it glued together, I'm not going to be able to ink in there. The outside I can do after when I'm all done. And I do usually stitch mine around the edge, and I do the hand stitching. So, but you can easily put your zipper foot on and come down the side of your zipper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue just this part here, because I want to get this even on my zipper. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this. You can use any glue that you like to use on your fabric. I do like the Fabri-Tac for gluing onto fabric. Just got to unclog the end. Okay, and I've just got them in these Sugar Bell bottles. I love these bottles too. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue down on the bottom so I can get this started. And now I'm just going to put it on there and try to make it fairly even with this part. And Fabri-Tac does stick really quickly, which is nice. So that's what the back looks like at this point. So now I'm going to run glue up on the fabric side of the zipper and then glue it down. Now how far away you put your zipper from your paper is totally up to you. I try to go fairly close. So let's just run some glue up here. And because I'm going to be sewing too, I think overall it helps. So I just try to have my paper fairly even with my zipper. So far we've got that. And now I'm going to do the same to this other side. And I'll sometimes go to the back side when I'm all done and add a little bit extra glue if I think that something isn't holding. So try getting this fairly even. So there is that. And you can see you can see part of the cloth of the zipper, which is totally fine. And then I'm just going to trim this so it matches the top of the paper. There's that one. Now if you're using metal zippers, you Might have a little bit more trouble cutting them because of the metal part, but so there it is. Now I could use that just like that, or I can decorate it up. This one here, I used a cream colored cardstock. I put 2 pieces of tea-dyed paper on either side. And then this was just an embellishment that I had already made, and I thought it went really cute on there. So now this zipper is ready because we sewed it there. So we'll do the same thing. We'll have a new pocket. And with the thread, I'll just use my template to show. With this one, with the thread there, I would make sure that my next pocket covered that thread. And then you just rinse and repeat and use up your whole zipper. And when I do my last one, I do use this on my pocket. Because we've sewn the end, it'll only come that far. So then I would put on my pocket like this, and that zipper pull would stay on there like so. Which gives a nice added effect, I think. It's really nice with that on there, but I didn't want to waste the rest of the zipper. So that's how I make my zipper pockets. They actually are quite easy. And yeah, have fun with them. They look great. I try to match my zippers a little bit with the paper that I'm using, but I've got some really bright ones and stuff, and I'll eventually use them all up. Somebody gave me all the zippers a long time ago. I've had them for years and years, long before I started junk journaling, and it's nice to start using some of them up. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. I hope you will give it a try. And like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you again soon in another video. Bye for now.